Hey everyone, my name is Nick and welcome to my channel. I really love being in the kitchen and I'm looking forward to sharing that love in these videos. Today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful crusted salmon over a rice pilaf and some vegetables. First we're going to set our chicken out to come up to a better temperature. Don't forget to slap your meat. These are the vegetables that I'm going to be using today. The garlic's going to get sliced thin to mix with the veggies. I'm going to use the lime zest on the fish and everything's just going to get thrown in the oven. So preheat your oven to 400 degrees and let's move forward. These are the ingredients that I'm using for the rest of this recipe. I'm going to be cooking brown rice and broth instead of water. I got some herb de Provence. That's totally optional. I just like to use it. I also have some Parmesan cheese and some balsamic vinegar to garnish over the Brussels sprouts. And then we have kosher salt, garlic powder, pepper, and some spicy mustard that I'll explain in a moment. And olive oil. Before I cook anything, I'm just going to wash and prep my vegetables. Please make sure that you wash your vegetables because they're definitely dirty, and if you don't, then so are you. Since we're making brown rice, it's going to take a little longer to simmer, so I'm going to get that started first. I'm going to do 2 cups of broth to 1 cup of rice, and I'm actually going to put a lid over the pot just to help the liquid boil faster. Then when it comes up to a rolling boil, I'll add the rice, replace the lid, and then simmer it on a really low heat for about half an hour. After that, I'll give it a stir and then let it rest with the heat off for another 10 minutes. Now let's chop all of our vegetables. I always find it easier to peel my garlic after I've smashed it with the side of my knife. Knife skills is something that's actually really important to me and something that I'm always trying to get better at. There's a lot of really good videos online that I've seen on YouTube, one of which is the Tasty one, and I think there's one on Bon Appetit also. Now that our vegetables are all chopped up, we're going to season them with some olive oil, salt, and pepper. If you're afraid of oversalting, don't worry, just start out small and add a little bit more at the end if you need to. I've made this a couple times and it's actually surprisingly easy to oversalt the Brussels sprouts, so be careful. I use kosher salt because it's a little bit more forgiving. I'm going to do the exact same thing with the yellow squash now. And as you'll see in a moment, the bowl that I picked for these, oh god, that was too much. That's okay. I actually didn't end up oversalting these, surprisingly. But you'll see in a moment that the bowl that I picked was a little too small, so I just ended up getting in there with my hands and just mixing everything up. So just make sure everything is really evenly coated. Now we're going to lay it all out on a baking sheet that's covered with foil. Make sure to give everything a little room so we can get some nice browning. I set my timer for about 35 minutes, but I actually should have taken it out after 25, so learn from my mistakes and check it after 25 minutes to see if you like it. Now let's work on our fish. Pat dry it with some towels and run your fingers along to check that there are no bones left over. And this is where I noticed that I touched the fish with my clean hands, so before I put spices on it, I'm gonna go wash my hands. So this is where the mustard is gonna come into play. I really like a spicy mustard or stone ground mustard, but really what this is gonna do is add a little bit of vibrance to your fish, as well as give your spices a really nice kind of sticky, tacky surface to adhere to a lot better. So, ooh, check out that supple. Oh yeah, spank it. It's a little thick. Sorry. So we're gonna go at it with some kosher salt, some pepper, some garlic powder, some herb de Provence, which is once again totally optional, but what isn't optional that I'm really gonna recommend is this lime that I'm about to zest onto it, and that's also gonna give it a really nice punch. Call it a punch, yeah. If you have a box grater, by all means use that. Personally, I don't like cleaning my box grater, so I'm just gonna stick with this really nice microplane that I got. So I have my cast iron skillet all preheated already. It's been on medium-high heat for the last 10 minutes or so. I'm gonna line it with some olive oil and wait until it starts to shimmer and smoke before I put down my salmon. I'm actually gonna add a little bit more than this. Now I'm gonna lay the fish with the flesh side down, and I'm gonna put it down away from me so I don't splash oil on me. And I'm also going to salt and pepper the skin, because if it's really nice and crispy, then I like it. And this is also about when I noticed and realized that I didn't put mustard on the back, but that's okay. You know what? We live and we learn. After about 4 minutes, you're gonna turn it over. Try not to touch it until then, so that way it develops a really nice crust on it. I'll actually end up searing all 4 sides, but the 2 short sides I'll only do for about 2 minutes each. That's about it, guys. Everything's about to come out of the oven. The rice is done. So after this finishes, I'm going to let the salmon cool off for, I don't know, maybe 5 to 7 minutes before I just start plating everything. My rice actually came out a little gummy because I left it on the stove for a little bit longer than I wanted to, but you know what, that's okay. We're learning. This is the first video. We're in it together. We're in it to win it. And I'm just going to start plating everything up. So this is the finished dish, guys. Thanks everyone for watching along, and I'll be back next time with another Cooking with Fire. Please drop a like and a comment down below. Tell me what you liked, and tell me what you'd like to see more of, and if you click that subscribe button, that would be amazing. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.